I'm Jane.
And I'm Van.
And we're the Backyard Carpenters.
Baby boomers can do. Alright, so we have arrived at the off-site project that we keep talking about. So I'm going to shut down the car, alright, and we're going to show you this house, alright. The house was built in 1947. What we've been able to determine, it was part of GIs coming back home, and the government's loaning some money so they could have a house. So most of the houses in the neighborhood were built 46, 47, 48, and it's in really good shape. We've had it checked out top to bottom, and so we're going to go inside now and show y'all what it looks like on the inside. And Jane's going to explain first what we're doing to the kitchen. All right.
Okay, come in.
All right, so this is I tell you what, Jane, if you don't mind, go ahead and explain what you're wanting to do to this room first. This is, what would you call this room?
This would be called the living room.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to use beadboard wainscoting up to the level of the mantle, put trim around that, and wrap the entire room in the beadboard.
Okay, now what she's trying to explain is this is in the professional world or construction called wainscoting, and we'll have beadboard, as she calls it, with a chair rail on top of it. And she wants, this is a little different. Normally it's a little lower, but she's got this wonderful idea, so we're going to go for it. Now, I'm going to hand the camera over to her, and I'm going to explain in the eating area what we're about to do to the wall. I got to take these sunglasses off.
Okay, here we go.
We're actually going to be closer. Oh, is the microphone on? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, this way, this way.
Okay.
All right, so you got to see the wall. All right, so this entire wall will be removed to about this point. All right, and we'll be taken off all the way to there. So this is, we'll have a new header up here, so we got a small little space up there. All right, but it's going to be taken out to right here to give us more room in the kitchen. Now I'm going to take over and let Jane explain to you what's going to happen in the kitchen. So now Jane's going to explain the new design for the kitchen.
Okay, what we're going to do is you can see how tiny this kitchen is. You could just stand and turn around in a circle and reach everything.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is...
Now I'm showing them how small the kitchen is.
See how small?
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to take this washer and dryer that's stackable, thankfully, and we're going to move it into the hall closet right here. So,
which means all the piping, all the water, everything has to be changed to inside of this closet. So this now becomes the laundry room. Now we may have to deal with putting some louver slats in the bottom of that door for ventilation. But the electricians and the plumbers we're going to be dealing with will tell us that. All right, from this side you can kind of see that the wall will be removed from here over to there. Now Jane's going to keep going about the kitchen.
Okay, once we remove the washer and dryer, we'll slide the refrigerator over here, so that will give us more room in the dining area. This water heater, which most of the houses built in the 40s had their water heater in the kitchen, we're going to remove that and go with a tankless water heater put on the outside of the house, which will open up this space, so the stove will move over here, and then we'll have more wall space over here for counters. I plan to put a dishwasher right here, so we'll have very little counter space, because the stove is probably going to come to about this point right here. But we'll put countertops, cabinets here. Then on this wall, after the refrigerator is moved to this position, we'll have countertops and cabinets all the way across this wall in the dining area. So the table and chairs will go here, and he'll have plenty of room for
The original discussion was to try to put a window on this wall, but it is a weight-bearing wall, and that would get extremely complicated. You know, we'd have to have a temporary wall up in place to hold the weight as we removed the area where the window would go. So, you know, there would be across here, you know, a temporary wall. So I'm saying, nah, let's not go with the window. All right. So Jane's going to take over the camera, and we're going to walk down the hallway. All right. So I'm excited about this part because I've never actually got to do one before. So follow me down the hallway. The first thing I want to talk about, come on, is we have actually found 1954 rotary phone that we're going to have right here, because this is where everybody's phone was in those days. You know, they had a phone right here, so we found one, right? So, and this is where also right here where the phone book used to go. So we're just going to retro this. It's not actually going to be functional, but we like it. All right. Now here's one of the bedrooms that obviously what we're hearing is the previous owner, God rest his soul, he actually stepped through the ceiling. And so it never got past that point. So what we're going to discuss is, do we want to remove what is called popcorn, just scrape this popcorn and come back with a better looking ceiling. We could do like what they call the architectural looking, you know, up top, you know, we can do all kinds of stuff. So we're going to discuss that we want to get rid of this, what is called popcorn. All right, now for the closets, we're going to start utilizing more of the closet space by removing this and removing that, and then have like shirts and pants on this side, maybe shoes on that side. So you make more use, and also we'll have one shelf that requires a little ladder. All right, now the hardwood floors. The sweet thing about the hardwood floors is they do not look like they've ever been redone, which in some situations the hardwood floors have been redone so many times that they're too thin. In this case, looks like they've never been done. So what we'll do is we're going to be showing you what a drum sander is and a corner sander. So we'll do a drum sander to redo this one. All right. So in the meanwhile, this is like our temporary bedroom for right now and storage area. And once we get that room done, then all this gets moved into that bedroom, and then we'll redo these floors. And again, see the popcorn ceiling has been removed. It's just, you know, so you can tell that the popcorn ceiling has been removed.
I hadn't even
And
noticed that.
this is the difference. Now we could do crown molding, oh boy, which by the way, everybody's got their weakness, mine is crown molding. But we're going small crown molding, not big white crown, small crown molding around the top, and then we could do the real decorative ceiling. So this is what it looks like when you remove the popcorn. And the same thing with this closet, we've got a lot more space that we can really utilize, remove this, and do pants and shirts on each side. And we're going to do it in cedar, because the old timers say that insects don't like cedar, like moss and other stuff like that. So this is our off-site project that we've been talking about. We're excited about it. You know, we got. Oh, by the way, this come back around this way, Jay. All right. And eventually, this wall gets removed up to through here, and we're going to bump this out, and it's going to be a bathroom. So right now, this is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and once we bump that out, then we'll have 2 baths, 2 bedrooms, which makes it even more attractable in the future. So anyway, that's what we got going, and what we're going to do different than most is we're going to be introducing new tools to Jane. Like the Finishnator just came in. That's a Paslow, fuel cells, and batteries, and that way you're not having to have hoses and air compressors that make noise constantly. So we got that. We also introduced it to a palm sander, and we got a framer. So eventually, oh, and we now have ordered and received a wet saw because we're going to be tiling the floor in the kitchen and the bath.
We didn't show them the bath.
Huh?
We didn't show
Oh,
them the
I hadn't
bath.
shown the bath. Let's look at the bath. Right. Now, I'm not going to try to step in there, but we have some issues with the pipes on the shower head and the outlets and the faucet. Somebody didn't lock, so what we'll have to do is remove the faucet, the handles, and that piece of paneling will come off. And so we've got to lock down the pipe. Right now it's loose. In fact, I'll show you guys real quick. Like, see, this all moved, and it's not supposed to be doing that. Same thing with these. It's because the pipe behind this wall is not secure. So we'll just have to remove this stuff, move this, and lift this up. This lifts up. Now there's caulking right here that we'll remove with a utility knife and just move that out of our way. So,
Okay.
all right. So we are probably going to, this is not legal anymore, so we're going to move the smoke alarm. Needs to be a little closer to the kitchen. All right, and so, gosh.
We have a lot to
We didn't
do.
really discuss the outside of the house. Unfortunately, we know that these being built in 1947, 46. But anyway, that they would have used asbestos siding. So we do have some damage, but we have ordered, I've got now filtering system and goggles and everything. So if I have to remove one, I can. They've got modern equivalent to it that's just made out of concrete. So those can be replaced. We're eventually gonna talk about putting a top on the deck that's outside. So, and then, when we really hadn't talked about outside, we're just concentrating on the inside for right now. So at this point, I don't think there's any other thing to say or show you. So I'm Van.
And I'm Jane behind the camera.
And we are known as the Backyard Carpenters, although we're leaving our backyard for a little while. But technically, we're going to be setting up all our work area in the backyard of this little house. So technically, we'll still be Backyard Carpenters.
Baby boomers can do.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Now, buttons on the back.